Our next candidate is Tony Kelly. Tony has a BA in American Studies from Stanford University in 1986, and he was born in a mission and has lived on Potrero Hill since 1994. He is the founder and director of the award-winning PIC Description, which is a non-profit union theatre company. From 1988 to the present. I think my legs are going to be cut off. Tony was the president of the Potrero Boosters Neighborhood Association from 2003 to 2010, and vice chair of the City of San Francisco Arts Task Force from 2005 to 2006. He's a former member of the Mayor's Open Space Task Force, the Port of San Francisco Seawall Lot 337 Community Advisory Panel, and the Mission Bay Community Task Force. Tony is a member of the Port of San Francisco Southern Waterfront Advisory Committee from 2002 till present. Tony, you have 2 minutes.
As a theater person, normally I believe in the power of the unamplified human voice, but not tonight. Folks, district elections are about returning the people's voice to the people's chamber, the Board of Supervisors. And more than ever, District 10 needs a supervisor who's from the neighborhoods, who knows the neighborhood issues, who recognizes that we in the district know the issues better than everyone. That's how I got here. Folks, I'm a middle-aged, straight, white, single guy who spent his entire adult life working for the voices and the expression and the rights of people who don't necessarily look like me. For most of my time, I did that in the theater, running a small theater dedicated to writers and actors of color. But as many of you know in this room, through the Boosters, the Merchants, many other neighborhood associations in the last decade have been volunteering and leading neighborhood efforts for sustainable land use, affordable housing, open space and transit planning, neighborhood services, and environmental justice. That is a very uphill battle, especially now. Today, let's face it, folks, there is more poverty and suffering in District 10 of San Francisco than anywhere else in this, the richest city, the richest state, the richest country in the history of the world. And if we can't do something about that, shame on us. And yet, at the same time, there's this growing sense that government can't do much to help. I mean, I heard that last night in this very room. That's just wrong. We know better. In District 10, we know how to do much better. And that's what this campaign will be about. Specific ideas, new ideas, to change what we have now for the better. That's what you're going to see from me tonight. That's what you're going to see from me throughout this campaign. Just watch in the coming weeks and months. That's what it means to be with the people, down the line, every step of the way. If we're going to build a new, more sustainable neighborhood in District 10, in our neighborhood, in our economy, in our environment, we have to listen to the people much more than we ever have before.
Thank you, Tony. Our next candidate is DeWitt Lacey. DeWitt has a BA in Intercultural Communications from San Francisco State and a JD from Golden Gate University in 2005. DeWitt is Northern California born and raised. He wrote grants for the St. Joseph's Family Center to find SF residents employment and housing, and lobbied with the Northern California Innocence Project to exonerate the wrongly convicted. DeWitt formerly worked in the San Francisco District Attorney's Office. He currently practices civil rights law in San Francisco. He is a founding member of the Bay Area Urban Debate League, which encourages traditionally underserved high school students to engage in rigorous academic competition. DeWitt, you have 2 minutes.
Great. Thanks, Keith. And thank you, everybody, for being here. It's great to see folks in attendance at the Potrero Democratic Club. What was not said is also that I'm the vice president of the Potrero Democratic Club and have been for the past 2 years. So it's great to see this turnout for our district election. District 10 needs its fair share of the good stuff. And that's why I'm running. Because for too long, far too long, we haven't got our fair share. This is the district with the highest rate of foreclosure. It is the district with the most violent crime. It's also the district which has some of the worst schools in San Francisco. And there's things that we can do to change that. But what we need in order to make sure that is changed is sound advocacy and skilled negotiation in order to make sure that the people here get what they deserve from the people in City Hall. That's what I propose to do. As a civil rights attorney, I represent many folks who are underprivileged or underserved and don't have the means for legal recourse or representation in the courts. And oftentimes that means their rights are trampled upon. And I want to change that on the macro level for being a supervisor for District 10. And I'm sure you'll hear more about it a little bit later. I'm glad that you're here. Thanks a lot for your time.
Thank you, Leon. Our next candidate is Jafria Morris. Jafria is a native and a lifelong resident of District 10. She has a BA in Child and Adolescent Development and a Master's degree in Social Work. She is a former program developer and director for Bayview Hunts Point YMCA, and Jafria is a former teacher at the Luther Burbank Middle School. She's currently a senior social worker with the City and County of San Francisco. Jafria, 2 minutes.
Okay, hello everyone. And if you know me, you know that this is not the attire I normally dress in. I have my hat on, my tennis shoes, and I'm ready to roll. So I'm a worker. I'm a worker bee because I believe in people. And I believe District 10 needs a candidate that believes in people. Not seeing them as a vote, but a person. Understanding their ideas and implementing it in what they bring back to the district. I'm a mother of a wonderful 6-year-old daughter and a wife. This district is beautiful. We have the best weather. We're the most diverse. When they talk about diversity in San Francisco, they're talking about District 10. If we were to wipe District 10 out, this city wouldn't be diverse. District 10, all the other candidates vying for the seat, always talking the deficit model, like what is wrong? Well, we all live here. We represent what is right. So I entered this race because I believe that we need a candidate that works on community building. Because we have to know your neighbor. Part of community building creates public safety. Better education is part of community building. So you have to talk to your neighbors. You have to know your neighbors, know what's going on to make your community safer. And I never was seeing this in none of the candidates. Most of the candidates, no offense, was lawyer, career politician. And I didn't see myself. So instead of sitting at the kitchen table complaining about what's going wrong in our city, I decided to run. And I thought, and I know that the people of District 10 will embrace a true person that's truly out for the community and that really cares about what happens, not just saying to say that to get the vote or to go to the Senate or wherever the case happens when a San Francisco supervisor leaves in turn. So I'm here representing the people. I say that with no lies. Whatever you tell me will definitely be implemented. If not, I'll try to target it to a way that we all can work together. So thank you.
Thank you.